Hello guys, and thank you for checking out this video. In this video, I will show you how to tune your guitar. Actually, three ways to tune your guitar. My acoustic guitar. This is a Takamine D series 50C D50C. Let us start by acquainting ourselves with the strings of the guitar. There are 6 strings, three which are bass strings. These are the strings to my right, your left. 1, 2, and 3. And then the other 3 are the treble strings, which is the bottom 3 or is to your right. The first string, starting from the top, is the E string. Second is the A string. Third is B. Fourth is G. Fifth is B. And the last string is also an E. I'm not certain if this is in tune, just to let you know. The first method of tuning would be the conventional way. With the first method, we start by tuning the top string. Any method, you always start with the top string. So the bass E. What I do is I refer to a song that I know. I try to recall a song that I know uses standard tuning. In my case, my song preference is the intro in Enter Sandman by Metallica. I always try to recall the sound of that bass E and then try to tune it from there. So it's not 100% accurate, but it's somewhere close. Now that I have the E tuned, I move to the next string, which is A. To tune this string, I use the 5th fret or the 2nd dot inlay. Let's just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is A from the E string. So all I have to do is compare the sound. As you get more experience in tuning, you will also be familiar with how the strings vibrate, and you will even be able to tune it further. So for now, let's be content that let's just assume that it is in tune. We move to the next string, which is D, and it's also the same manner of tuning. You use the 5th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5th fret of the A string. This is how you can tune the 3rd string, which is the D string. Pretty much tune the 4th string, which is the letter G string. Use the 5th, still the 5th fret of the D string, D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is G from the D string. Compare it with the G string. Pretty much in tune. We move to the next, second to the last string, which is B. For this particular string, rather than using the 5th fret of the previous string, use the 4th fret. So the previous string is letter G. We count 4 frets. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is G. We then compare it with the actual B string. Again, in tune, and we move to the last string, which is the high E. To tune this one, we again use the 5th string of the previous, 5th fret of the previous string. The previous string is letter B. We count 5 frets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then play it with the E string. So it's basically in tune now. With this method, uh, it will develop over time your ear for the note or the sound of the strings. So it's a matter of practice to be able to be familiar with how the note should actually sound and how it should vibrate and stuff. And that is the first method. We will now move to the second method. The second method of tuning that I will show you is by means of a small or a compact tuner. What I'll be using is the Cherub Guitar Mate. It uses a button cell battery. Luckily, this is the same battery I use for my car. When the battery I use for my car keys does not work anymore, I transfer it here because this one has a lower voltage requirement. So it that battery won't work for the car keys on the car keys, but it will work here. It has a on-off button or on-off switch, and it also has this option wherein you can choose between standard tuning, which is this one, and my preferred tuning, which is one step down. Instead of tuning it using the standard EAD-GBE, it moves all those notes or strings down by one step. Sorry, not note. Down by one step. So rather than E, it becomes E flat. Instead of A, it becomes A flat. Instead of D, it becomes D flat, and so on and so forth. You get the drift. I use this because most of the songs that I play are from the 90s, and what I've noticed about 90s music is that they use uh, flat, the E flat tuning, and not the standard one. But so let's start. We turn this on, and the gadget will initialize. See that? Oops. So there with, so see that running light. Once it goes to 0, it means it's ready for use. We then clip it on the guitar, and all we have to do now is pluck the one string at a time. Let's start with the E string. So there will be, if it's not in tune, there will be two lights, one steady at the 0, and then there's one that's running up or down. If the second light is below the middle light, it means you need to tighten the string. If the other light is higher than the one in the middle, it means the note is too high, so you need to loosen the string a bit. If the light turns green, it means that the string is in tune. So let's start with the E string. So it's a bit low. I will tune it up a bit. If it's hard to tune, either the battery is low or your string is old, or you're just not patient. So it's kind of green, but it once in a while it switches, it turns red. So what I'll do is I'll loosen the string and then tighten it slowly, so that the light goes up, the other light goes up slowly towards the center, and then it hopefully turns green. Oh, too much. There, it's green. So we are done with the first string. We can move to the second string, the A string. Okay, it's already in tune. Third, it's slightly tight, so I loosened it up and then slowly tighten it again. Let me zoom in to the tuner. Just a little more. There you go. Fourth string. Let's see if I can zoom further. Okay. Okay, good. B. And then E. Oh, okay, it's all good. Let's check. Awesome.